When's the best time to take apple cider vinegar if you're trying to burn fat? Take it at the right time, and you can flatten your blood sugar, crush your cravings, turn on your body's fat burning switch. Take it at the wrong time, might not get the results that you're looking for, even if you're doing everything else right. So I'm going to show you when it actually works, the scientific proven dose that you should be taking, and then the most common mistakes that people make that sabotage their fat loss. Now let's start with the most popular time. People take apple cider vinegar first thing in the morning, and there's a reason for that. Your body is in a fasted state when you wake up. That means insulin's really low because you haven't eaten for several hours, and fat burning mode is on. And that's the exact environment where apple cider vinegar works best. Because one of the main things ACV does is activate a natural enzyme in your body called AMPK, short for AMP, activated protein kinase. It's a natural enzyme inside your cells. It tells your body to use stored fat for energy. Don't keep storing it. Use what you already have. Don't go looking for more sugar. You can think of it like this. High insulin tells your body to store fat. AMPK tells your body to burn it. So when you're in a fasted state, AMPK is already active. Apple cider vinegar just amplifies the signal. So you get into fat burning mode faster, and then you stay there for longer into the day. So here's how to take it if you're using the morning strategy. Take 1 tablespoon of it, raw, unfiltered apple cider vinegar, or you could do 3 of my capsules. I have an organic apple cider vinegar if you don't like the liquid form. Dilute the liquid though if you are taking it in 8 ounces of water, or just swallow the capsules with 8 ounces of water. Take it on an empty stomach first thing before your meal or before you're having anything else during the day. If your body tolerates it well, you can even go up to 2 tablespoons a day or 6 capsules per day total. But there's not much benefit going beyond 2 tablespoons. And here's the proof that a single tablespoon is powerful. In a 12-week clinical study out of Lebanon, participants who took just 1 tablespoon each morning lost an average of 6 to 8 pounds without changing their diet. Some lost as much as 15. And they also saw drops in waist size, triglycerides, and blood sugar, all without changing anything else about their diet. So yes, just 1 tablespoon taken at the right time can absolutely help you burn more fat. But this timing doesn't work for everyone. If you're insulin resistant, if you have a lot of acid reflux, if your blood sugar is still elevated from the night before, or if you get kind of lightheaded or nauseous, just taking it all in a fasted state on an empty stomach, that's your body telling you that it might need a different approach. And that's totally fine because morning isn't the only time that apple cider vinegar can help. And depending on how you eat, there may be an even better window. So one of the most overlooked strategies is using it before, between, or even after your meals. And the effects it can have on your metabolism might surprise you. So let's start with what happens when you take it right before your meals. When you eat, especially carbs like bread or pasta or rice or potatoes, your blood sugar goes up. That spike triggers a release of insulin, and that insulin tells your body to store fat. And when you take apple cider vinegar right before the meal, it flattens that spike, which means your insulin stays lower, and you're more likely to burn the sugar up and not store it as fat. In fact, some studies have shown that vinegar before a high carb meal can reduce the blood sugar spike by up to 55%. And there's more benefits to this. One of the biggest benefits of this timing window is what it does after the meal. Because a lot of people experience something called rebound cravings. You eat, you're full, you feel full, and then like an hour later or 2 hours later, you're hungry again. ACV helps flatten that rebound effect. So then your body doesn't get stuck in that constant eat, crash, repeat cycle. Now, what about between meals? This is when apple cider vinegar really shines for an appetite suppressant, especially if your cravings hit really hard, like maybe late morning or mid-afternoon after lunch. Here's what's happening. The acetic acid in apple cider vinegar gets broken down into something called acetate. Acetate sends a signal to your brain that says, I'm satisfied. I don't need to eat right now. It also plays a boosting role to GLP-1. That's the hormone that's popular in weight loss drugs like Ozempic. It helps copy that. It helps reduce appetite and promote fullness. And as a result, you experience fewer cravings and fewer blood sugar dips in between meals. Now, let's just say you're eating a really heavy meal, especially when it's high in fats or proteins or carbohydrates. It's just a big meal. You could take apple cider vinegar with the meal, like a capful of it, to support digestion and then help reduce that heavy bloating feeling that you might have after it. Think Thanksgiving dinner, take a little ACV before it. It helps your stomach produce more acid. It helps your liver release more bile to break fats down, and it helps improve nutrient absorption. And if you forget to take it at the right time, you can still take it after the meal, especially if you are feeling bloated or feeling sluggish. It's not quite as effective as if you take it before a meal, but you'll still get some of the digestive support and a smaller blood sugar spike because of it. So what's the best way to use this strategy? Again, a tablespoon or two of ACV diluted in 8 ounces of water, or if you don't have that, just a little capful of it would do before meals. 10 to 15 minutes before a meal. You could use it between a meal if you're having cravings and you want to suppress appetite, or just taking it with food to help with digestion, depending on what your body needs. In between these meals and around these meals is by far one of the most effective ways to use apple cider vinegar if you're still eating a lot of carbs or if you just want to help control cravings throughout the day. Now, there's one more time of day that people use apple cider vinegar and it might help you, and most people don't even think about it, and that's taking it right before bed. At first glance, it probably sounds weird. You're not eating, you're not burning a bunch of energy. Why would you take apple cider vinegar right before you go to sleep? Well, it has everything to do with your blood sugar and what it's doing overnight. You see, here's the problem for a lot of people, especially those with insulin resistance. Blood sugar can go up in the middle of the night. Cortisol increases, blood sugar can go up along with it. And that is called the dawn effect. It happens when your liver starts dumping extra sugar into your bloodstream as a way to wake you up. And that spike in blood sugar triggers a spike in insulin. And high insulin shuts down fat burning mode. So here's where ACV helps. When you take it before bed, studies show it helps to flatten that overnight blood sugar surge, helps to lower fasting glucose the next morning. And in fact, in a clinical study with people with type 2 diabetes, 2 tablespoons of ACV before bed helped lower their morning blood sugar levels. And the effect was strongest in people with the highest starting levels. Now, why does this matter for fat loss? Because when insulin stays lower overnight, it opens the door for your body's most powerful fat-burning hormones, growth hormone. And growth hormone doesn't work well when insulin is high. So keeping insulin low while you sleep gives your system a chance to shift into a recovery mode where fat burning actually ramps up without you doing anything. And there's another benefit here too. If you are dealing with late night cravings, especially after dinner, taking ACV in between that time of your last meal and before bed can really help take that edge off. Now, that's partly because of a calming brain chemical called GABA, a calming neurotransmitter that can reduce anxious eating and then just make it easier to wind down. Now, should everyone take it at bedtime? Not necessarily. Some people with sensitive stomachs might find it a little bit too irritating late at night, especially if you're prone to a lot of reflux. But if bedtime works for your body and you deal with high morning blood sugar or stubborn belly fat or nighttime cravings, this might be the simplest and most effective timing window for you. Simply using 1 to 2 tablespoons or 3 to 6 capsules 30 to 60 minutes before bed, and ideally at least an hour after your last meal, after dinner. All it takes, 1 tablespoon, the right timing, a few minutes before bed, helps your body burn more fat while you sleep. So, what's the best time to take apple cider vinegar? Is it the morning? Is it before meals? With food? At night? You've seen how each one of these works, and you've probably guessed the answer by now. There's no single best time for everyone. It's a very useful tool. The timing that works for one person might not be the timing that works for another. And that's exactly why most people never see results. They're copying someone else's strategy instead of paying attention to their own body. So if you're serious about using apple cider vinegar to burn more fat, to stabilize blood sugar, or to cut cravings, then choose the time that's right for you. And if you really can't stand the liquid one, you can check out the capsule version of my organic apple cider vinegar. Next, if you're ready to lose even more weight with apple cider vinegar, then check out this $1 detox drink that stacks right on top of what you just learned. It's simple, it works quickly, and it's helped thousands of people lose up to 4 pounds in just 10 days. I'll show you the ingredients, how to mix it, and what to expect from day 1 through day 10. Click here to watch that next, and let's keep your progress going. I'll see you there.